Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the School of Science. My name is Luke and this is the Everton Stadium update for December 2023 to December 2024. So today we're pretty much just doing a comparison between how the stadium was in December of 2023 to December of 2024. So with this, it's mostly just down to the fact that the weather's not been great, and it's been a while since we've done one of these yearly updates, so we can actually do a comparison of how things have actually looked from back in 2023. So like here, for example, so we can see the East Stand and the Fan Plaza. Back then, I was thinking, you know what, we're actually really far along, but looking at it from back then and then comparing it to now, it's just so much different. I mean, back then we had just done a little bit of the roof cladding at the top, where we did the north and south, and I think we did a bit of the west. The east has a little bit of a chunk here and there, but overall it was still a way away, and there isn't even any power cladding. But now, when you look at the stadium right now, so all the cladding's done, all the gates are done, pretty much most of the fan plazas are all pretty much done and dusted. The benches have been installed, lights have been installed, the lights are on. We've got everything pretty much all done and dusted now. And from what I've been told as well, apparently some point, we're not sure whether it's this week or next week, the keys are going to be getting passed to Everton Football Club. I believe it's meant to be the 20... So, wait a second, I need to check the calendar. So I believe it's meant to be the 20th, with it being the last working day of the calendar year. They're going to be passing the keys over to Everton Football Club so they can do their own personal touches and everything. But yeah, it's just so... It's mind-boggling to see how much they've done in the space of a year. Now, you got to bear in mind, they've been going through some mad weather. They've been on the clock pretty much all the time, getting all this done. It is quite literally right now. So for the next 5 to maybe 7 days, it is pretty much just a clean-up. The West Stand has got its lights on. I would like to thank Mark Thomas for showing me that as well. So if you go onto Twitter, X, and look up Mark Thomas, he's also known as Dixie Dean's Boots. He actually has some photos of the West Stand, and you can actually see the lights on there. But yeah, the progress for the East Stand here, you can see from last year to this year, it's great to see that update. And we're going to pop over to the South Stand now. So this was the South Stand back in December 2023. And we can see, again, windows are barely... Well, you've got the windows on the mezzanine pretty much done and dusted. Most of the facade was... so some of the black facade was done. About 70% of it back then. And we can see all the genies all down there, all the blue genies. There's a bit of concrete work still going on down at the bottom as well. And on top of that, the windows, like I said, the windows on the back there. Sorry, I was about to sneeze then. So the windows on the back here, they're pretty much about 10% of the way done. And there's just so much that's missing. It's weird to see it all the way back then. It's hard to believe that just in the space of a calendar year, we went from, barely any of the bow cladding on. Well, none of the barrel cladding on. Only probably about 70% of the roof cladding done. None of the solar panels. None of the pitch work. Barely any of the seats. So you can actually see as we look. If I have like a little peer through in some of the older ones, you can actually see that only some of the seats are in. It's weird to just think that we are where we are now. And I don't mean that in regards to the football club, because the football club between last year and this year, there's very little that's actually changed. We're doing okay, but we're not doing great. But looking at it now, it's pretty much done and dusted. You've got the space there for the Everton Way. Apparently, that is going to be getting expanded. There's been reports that is actually going to be getting expanded even further. So this is like phase 3 or 4 of the Everton Way that's getting expanded now. And I just don't even know where they're going to expand it to. Are they shrinking the size of the slabs, or are they going to be going even further into the East and West Stand? Because at this point in time, it is quite literally this thing is going to go right across the south stand. And where the trees are here, where the end of the Everton way is meant to be, there's... What are they going to alter that as well? They're going to take that tree up with the spacer and make more of it there. Are they going to bring it closer into the stadium? I would love for Everton to actually explain that one, because I would have thought this being precast and already ready to go, that they would have had their set number and that's it. That's all done and dusted now. But what do I know? I'm just a fan. I'm just a fan who sort of has a little browse around and tries to find things. But yeah, the difference is uncanny. So yeah, so now we're going over the west stand. So, wow, that west stand. So the stairs weren't even fully done yet. They were basically about 2/3 of the way done with the framework for the stairs. The brick facade, and that wasn't even finished at this point. The black facade as well. I mean, even the AC units at the top there, you can tell that they're barely even done. And I mean, looking at it now, the comparison is just night and day. All the stairs are done. The lights are on. The barrel cladding's done. The roof is done. There's lighting done. There's decking. The decking for the water's done. Everything in this west stand is just pretty much all sorted. I mean, even the top there, you got the benches on top. You've got all the concrete work done. You've got the gap for where the bus is going to go on bad days, you know, like bad weather days. All the glass work's done. All the facade and brick facade and all the black facade. And everything is done and dusted here. It is quite literally just a clean-up job now. So, from here, also, I've just noticed there, so behind all the barrel cladding, you can still see a little bit of construction stuff there. So I'm assuming that's where they're going to be doing like all the weatherproofing and everything around the back there. Apologies. Because if anyone's actually seen the videos from when Storm Dara hit, there was a little bit of flooding inside of the stadium. And as we know, it is still a building site and everything, so don't be discouraged seeing that sort of things. I wouldn't be concerned about that at all. That's stuff that they can work on, or probably already have worked on. But yeah, I mean, even the car park, back in late 2023, this car park was just a construction site, quite literally. It was just all heavy machinery back here. There was none of this. I mean, the media gantry was up for the most part. There's no lighting, nothing. And now look at it. It's pretty much there and done. I'm curious if they're actually going to do the paint markings as well for buses or the cars and everything. That's one I'm going to have to keep an eye out for in the next video. I'm going to try and get up this weekend as well at some point. I know the weather's not exactly playing ball at the moment, so we'll have to find an opportunity to get up. But yeah, now here's the north stand. So the north stand itself, so the glass is pretty much, you'd probably say about 80-90%. And I'm surprised one of the seagulls was being brave there, actually. But yeah, looking through this, you can see that the south stand hasn't even got all the seats in. There's none of them in the west stand. East stand's got a good chunk of them. And then from there, looking down and looking through, you can see a fair bit. To be honest, the north stand was one of the first stands to pretty much get everything mostly done. All in regards to like the facade and everything. And once we actually get over to the finished rendition, I'm curious to see the difference, because if I'm not mistaken, I don't think... Oh no, that's insulation. I thought they were windows. For some reason, I don't know why. In that northeast corner there, I thought those were windows. It's not windows, that's facade. That's the insulation. And then the facade on the back of it. Well, the facade covers it. But yeah, even looking at the... even though I haven't looked at the fan plaza here from that distance, it's just so weird to see the plaza looking the way it is. But yeah, I do actually get it from here as well. So bear in mind, I cannot seem to find the old raw footage, so I've had to use my old render footage and sort of split it up. But looking over all this, you can see how different it was back then to compared to now. How much work's been done by Lango Rourke. Sorry, my brain's not working properly today. But yeah, all the work that's been done by Lango Rourke over the course of this year, making it from, well, a partially finished stadium to a pretty much done and dusted stadium. I'm just having a little look inside where the seats are and everything, and I'm trying to see if they had it pre-planned where them camera bits are going to be. because that is definitely one for contention. Because a lot of people have, a lot of people aren't happy. I mean, myself included. That in the South Stand, what they're going to do is they're actually going to sacrifice about 80 seats in order to have the cameras being very close to the pitch. But in all honesty, I don't think that's worth it in my personal opinion. I feel like the system they have in place in the likes of Anfield, in the Emirates, in Wembley, where you have the free-flying camera on the pulley system, I feel like that is a lot better than cameras in the seats by the fans, because all it takes is a fan who's standing up 2 or 3 rows ahead, and there's a good chance that camera's going to get blocked. There's going to be flags getting flown around. That's going to block the view from them. There's so many variables that they haven't, I feel like they may not have taken into account when it comes to all this. And it's disappointing, to tell you the God's honest truth, that they're going to try and do that sort of thing and sacrifice seating capacity. Because, let's say for argument's sake, it's £60 per ticket. So you lose 80 seats there. So 80 by 60. What's that? That's a lot of money getting taken away. And not only that, there's a good chance that's going to be fans who could be the first time going to the stadium, the one and only time they go to the stadium, where they'll actually, they might get merchandise, they buy food, they buy drinks. They don't take this sort of stuff into account. So for them to do this with the cameras, they're sacrificing at the very minimum £4,000 to £800. Yes, I just did that on the calculator whilst talking to you guys. But yeah, overall, the progress we've made with this season in the space of a year is absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, guys, take care, have a great week, up the fucking toffees, and peace.